Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our Seer 365 showcase for the month of March. Really appreciate your time, and more importantly, I actually really appreciate the time of Kate and Salvador, who have joined us from iDynamics, which is our sales commission application for BC. Welcome.
Hi there. Hi, Dan. Thanks for having us.
No, thank you.
Just a bit of just a bit of background on us. So we develop an innovative solutions specifically for Business Central. We're actually part of a leading technology group in Spain, with over 9 offices now throughout the country. So really all this experience and insight has allowed us to see certain gaps in client needs and in Business Central, which is why we've developed these solutions specifically for Business Central. Actually today, it's actually a very exciting time for us. We're expanding globally. Our focus is on the UK and Ireland. So I'll be taking care of that. So any questions, just let me know. And specifically today, we will be looking at our commissions app. So this really it's the go-to solution for commissions in Business Central. So many of the leading partners in the US already use this solution. It takes care of the whole process. So from setting up salesperson rules to settling the commissions. So it really does streamline the whole thing. I mean, really, this solution did come about. We saw all the effort and all the money invested into implementing an ERP, and we saw that it didn't make sense to us that people were still calculating commissions in an Excel sheet. So this solution has been created to save you time and reduce errors. And also it's just really easy to use. It's plug and play. You just download it, set it up. And also we're here if you need any support too. So I think, Salvador Jimeno, our CTO, he'll take you through a brief demo so you can see all the main features of the app. Thanks,
Okay.
Dan.
If you have any questions before I start?
No, absolutely. Over to you, Salvador. I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, so the first thing I always like to mention when I show the app is that you can download it from the app source. So if anyone watching this has a Business Central and a sandbox, they can just go to the app source, search for iDynamics Commissions, and install the app. Once they do, they will see here a notification saying that they can enable a 15-day trial. They just have to click on that, and that's it. They will have the app working for 15 days, and they can drop us an email if needed, and we can extend that. We always like it if the users, if the customers can try our app, check that it covers everything that they need before they actually commit to buying it, if they hopefully want to buy it. They will also find in the app source a link to the docs portal where they will find tutorials, videos, and lots of information on how to set up the app. Now, if they decide to install the app, if anyone does, the first thing that they will see if they are using one of the standard role centers in BC is a new menu up here called Commissions that links to the main features of the app. Now, starting from the beginning, up here, we have salespeople, which is just the standard list of salespeople in BC, but we extended so that you can specify who's an internal employee, who's on your payroll, and who's an external salesperson or broker who's going to be paid commissions using purchase invoices. You can also assign these salespeople to teams. We have the option here to define sales teams. The idea here is that if you have teams in your company, you can create those teams here, specify who's the manager, maybe who is sub-manager, designer, analyst, whoever, any other roles that you might have on the team, with the idea that way you can specify commissions for them, so that when someone in the team, like Helena, sells something, maybe Lina, who's the manager, also gets a percentage, a commission on the sale. Now, let's go one moment to commission rates, because this is like the main thing that you will expect from our app. This is where you define the rules, the rates that are going to decide the commission that each salesperson is going to get from each sales document. So let's just check one. We have lots of options here. First, we let you decide when this commission is going to apply. If you don't specify anything, well, it will always apply. Then to which salespeople this commission is going to be given. It can be for everyone, specific team, groups that you can define within the app, specific salesperson. When they sell to whom, it can be to anyone, a specific customer group or specific customer. And when they sell what, it can be anything that they sell within VC, only items, maybe an item group, which is just a way to group items, resources, GL accounts. You can even define now what we call advanced filters. So you can say, okay, this rate is for shares, except for this one, things like that. And finally, you can specify also that this rate is just for a specific sales territory. So maybe it's just for a specific area, country, up to you. You can define these and assign them to your customers and ship to addresses. And finally, if you're working with dimensions, you can also specify that this rate should only apply when certain dimensions apply to the sales line that's being posted. Now, when you have all of this set, you specify the commission that you want to give. Now, this can be a percentage based either on the sales amount or gross profit, or it can be a fixed amount. So it can be, I don't know, £1 for each unit sold, or 50 cents. And whether this commission is for the main salesperson, the one that's doing the sale, or manager, sales team, someone additional, we will see that in a minute. And finally, when we get down here, you can specify whether there's a maximum discount restriction. So you can say, okay, it's just going to apply to customers, to sales, where there's a maximum of a 10% discount, or 20 or 30. The idea here is that you can even set a tiered commission so that the higher the discount, the lower the commission. Same thing with profitability. So you can have a higher commission, the higher margin that you achieve from sale. And finally, you can set one commission for the main salesperson, another for the manager, another for the team role, for the sub-manager in this case. And you can even define what we call a penalty commission for sales below cost. If you do so, what's going to happen here is that it's going to take 100% of the gross profit, which is going to be negative because you're selling below cost. The idea here is that if the salesperson gifts an item or sells something below cost because they need to do so in order to achieve the sale, then the cost that has been lost will be taken from their commissions. When we have any rules, all of the rules that we want to define here, we can just go to a sales invoice, sales order, sales quote, doesn't matter, credit memo, and start creating a new one. Now I'm going to create a new sales invoice for Alpine. Any item should do. 5, I don't know, futures. Now, as I create the order, if I check down here to the right, I can see a fact box showing me the commissions that I'm going to get from this document. Well, the ones that are going to be generated. Because I define commissions for the main salesperson, for their manager, for the sub-managers, I can see 3 commissions being generated here for this line. I can click on them to see the details, percentages, why they are getting this commission. And obviously, we don't stop here. We extend the sales order, well, the sales invoice and the sales document, so that you can specify a different salesperson at the line level, so that you can have a single document with several salespeople assigned to them, because obviously salespeople don't always work alone. So you can have some items being sold by someone, and other items being sold by another salesperson. You can even choose different teams. And even for the whole document or the specific lines, we can add what we call additional salespeople, which is just a way to say, okay, Jim is the main salesperson here, but let's add Kate, because actually Kate introduced the customer to Jim. So she's actually going to get 40% of Jim's commission. And what this is going to do is that the app is going to calculate the commission for Jim based on the rules that we define, and then take 40% of that commission and give it to Kate. And we can add as many splits or additional salespeople as we want. We can also specify that maybe Esther, I don't know, she helped with the sale and I agreed with her that she should get a 2% commission. Or maybe Robin here, he helped us with the sale and he's going to get his normal commission rate, or maybe his additional commission rate. We just let you define 2 different commission rates so that you can have different rates depending on whether they are actually doing the sale themselves or just helping someone else achieve that sale. Now, you can add as many salespeople as you want here, and you can do that at the header level, or maybe for a specific line you want to. At the end of the day, what's going to happen is that here you have all of the salespeople that are going to get commissions from this the specific line that I have selected here. If I click in advanced commissions here, I can see the global commissions for the document for each salesperson, and I actually can give commission advances if I want to. So that, I don't know, maybe for some reasons that are not up to the salesperson, this order has not yet been posted, and they are asking us to give them the commission. So you can actually give a commission advance here. It can be 100%, half of it, whatever, up to you. And the idea here is that when you post, when you accept this is going to generate a commission that has to be given back when the actual invoice is posted, so that at the end they will get the commissions that belong to the document. And there's even a maximum return date, so that if the document is not posted because, I don't know, the order is lost, the money has to be given back, even if you get an advance. Finally, here in the sales invoice or any sales document, as I mentioned, we can exclude some items, GL account resources, from generating commissions. We can do it here at the line level, but obviously the idea is that you can go to the item card, item chart card, GL account line, and set it up so that it does not generate commissions. You can even exclude it from sales stats, because we generate lots of reports about sales, because, I don't know, for things like shipping costs, you don't really want to see those when you get sales reports, because, okay, you had to add shipping costs to the document to ship the items that the customer had sold, but those are not amounts that the salesperson actually sold to the customer. So you can exclude those from sales stats and commissions if you want to. Now, we have a document ready, and I didn't mention it, but obviously this is for exceptions. I mean, you can edit this at the document level, but you can also add additional salespeople in the customer card or in the ship to address of the customer, so that if there's a customer that always has 2 salespeople assigned to them, you can do it in the customer card, so that's automatically added to the sales document when you create it. Now let's post it. This will just post the invoice, and it will also generate what we call commission entries, which is this list that you can see here. Now, even though the commissions have been already calculated now, when the document has been posted, usually most customers pay commissions when their customer pays the invoice. So that's something that you can set up here in commission setup. You can say, okay, commissions will be on hold until full payment has been collected from the customer, or maybe just partial payment, so that if the customer pays half of the invoice, the salesperson gets half of the commissions. You can choose how it works here, and that will apply to all commission entries generated. Let's go back here. We have calculated the commissions. Probably we are waiting for the customer to pay the invoice. And in the meanwhile, I can actually check the details of all of the commissions that have been generated here and make adjustments if I want to. I can be as flexible as possible, so that the idea is that obviously the app is going to calculate commissions for you automatically, and you can just forget about anything in the day-to-day operations. But if you want to make adjustments, because, I don't know, you had agreed with, I think it was Jim in this case, no, Robin, that he was going to get an extra £20 from this order because reasons, you can do that. Or maybe there's been a problem and you want to take part of the commission, you can do it. The idea here is that you can just basically make adjustments after the fact. So you don't have to worry about that if needed. You can even run a process here called update direct commissions, so that if you have adjusted costs or things like that, commissions can be updated automatically at any point in time. And if you want to review and edit commissions at the end of the month, some customers do that, You can go to the adjustment journal, just get commissions for the month. I already did. That's why I have information here. Just review the amounts, make changes if you want to, and then post the adjustments. This is just basically going to do the same thing that I did manually for a single commission entry, but you can do it in bulk to all commission entries that have to be paid for a month if you want to. Now, we have commission entries. The next thing that you want to do is send reports to your salespeople so that they can see the commissions before you actually try to pay them. So for that, we have lots of reports. We have commission reports by document. We have commission reports by line, if you want to. We even have commission reports for documents that have not yet been posted, so that you can send them to your salespeople and say, okay, you have all of these open sales invoices or sales orders. If you close them before the end of the month, you could get these commissions. Regardless of which one you want to run, I'm going to go to a commissions-based salesperson report. You get several options on what you want to show or include in the report. We even give you a few layout examples, basically the design of the report. And when we preview it, what this gives us is this report that has been designed in Microsoft Word. You can actually, when you install the app, you can download the Word template from BC. We have a tutorial in our docs showing you how you can customize it so that without any extra code or any requirements from your partner, you can just download it, change your logo, change the colors, maybe add or remove columns if you want to customize it to your needs. And when you have it, showing the commissions that have to be paid to your salespeople this month, you can just send it by email. Every report that we give you usually has this option when you see this arrow to the right, which is to send it automatically to each salesperson. And what this is going to do is it's going to generate a PDF and send it to each salesperson so that everyone that should receive commissions this month gets a PDF with their own commissions and can review them before you actually try to pay them. Okay? You can even schedule this report so that maybe weekly they get it and you don't have to even remember about sending it manually here. Now, your salespeople have received these reports. They might have complained about some commissions that don't match what they were expecting. You have fixed that. And now it's the time to settle commissions. Basically, you click here. I mean, you can create the settlement document manually, but it's better if you just click a button and that does everything. So you just click on settle commission, choose the dates for which you're going to settle commissions. The app is going to suggest the previous month. And I don't know why the default demo databases for Business Central is still coming 2023. So that's where I am right now. So I'm going to settle commissions for May. You can just click OK. And that's going to generate, I already clicked that before, so I'm not going to show you. That's going to generate purchase invoices if they are external salespeople with the different commissions that have to be paid. And that's going to generate what we call settlement documents for internal employees. For external salespeople, this is just a regular purchase invoice. You just post it, and each line is linked to a commission entry so that we detect when these lines are posted, and we check that the commissions have been paid so that you can keep track of them. You can either remove lines here if you want or change the amounts if needed. Yes, I want to exit. For settlement documents for internal employees, we generate what we call commission settlements here, which is just a summary of the commissions that have to be paid to the salesperson. Now, basically, we stop here for internal employees because Business Central does not have any payroll features to talk of. So we give you a summary of the different salespeople that have to be paid commissions, the amounts that have to be paid, and we expect you to export that information, probably through Excel, to your payroll software so that at the end of the day, you import your payroll information back into BC, and those amounts are posted into their corresponding GL accounts. And that will be the whole process for basic commission rates. But we don't stop there. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of all the other features that we also include within the app. We give you the option to define salesperson rules. This is just a way with which you can say, for example, in Scotland, if the customer does not have a default salesperson, because I have not assigned one to the customer card, Esther is going to be the salesperson to go. So she will be assigned automatically to the document for any customer that does not have a specific salesperson in their car. You can even set a specific salesperson for a specific item group, for example. This sometimes happens. Some customers have some types of items or services that need some expertise, and so there's someone in particular that's in charge of selling those items. So you can set up this here, and so they will be automatically assigned to the document, replacing the main salesperson in the document when one of these items or services are sold. We even let you assign additional salespeople if you want to, so that we don't replace the main salesperson, we just add someone extra to the line. We also have the option to define periods and sales targets. Now, here, what we can do is define a different way to give commissions, and you can use what I showed you before, targets, or both. Now I'm going to go to 2023 because that's for when I have data here in the Chrono database, in the default demo database for BC. And I created a period for the whole year. I specified that I want to include invoices that were posted within the period. I created a few targets. Let's go to shares. And basically, this is a bit similar to what we had before with the commission rates. We set some filters. So we can say, okay, we are going to take into account all of these sales lines or all of the sales lines posted in BC that match these criteria here. But instead of giving just one commission for each line that's posted, we are going to say, okay, we expect Kate, in this case, to sell £1 million in shares this year. And depending on how well she does, she's going to get a higher percentage as a commission from that. Now, I can set targets for salespeople, for the one that's doing the sale. I can set targets for managers. I can set targets for team roles, so that maybe I'm giving commissions with commission rates, as I showed you before, to general salespeople, but then I have some targets for their managers, so they get a bonus if their teams sell more than a certain amount, things like that. And I can set common targets so that everyone has the same target for the whole year or month or quarter, or individual targets for each salesperson, which is what I did here. This is basically like the most complex scenario that we can define, because here I'm setting the targets individually, so I can add as many salespeople as I want here and specify their target. I can define milestone here. Again, this is optional, but if you define milestones, what you say is the percentage of sales that you expect at the end of each month, so that when you post or generate commissions for a month, we are going to calculate the percentage, not based on the actual percentage for the total amount for the year, but for the percentage that she or he should have achieved at the end of the current month. And obviously, we can set these tiers based on sales amount or gross profit. We can decide whether they are going to get the highest percentage, or if it's going to be tiered, so that they get 1% up until 100%, then 3% on each pound over 100%, and so on. And we can get reports, we can generate commissions, we can check stats. I'm just going to run one report and finish here, where we can see how Kate has been performing each month up until May, the amounts that were expected from her each month, what she has actually achieved each month, and the commissions that these amounts have meant for her commissions. And we can see the same values accumulated by month. So again, a different way to define commissions targets here. You can use one, you can use the other, you can combine both if you want to. We also give you lots of ways to get sales stats. So because we are splitting the sales documents using our app, so you can get sales amount based on the split, things like that. You can check at a glance commission percentage when invoices have to be paid. The idea here is that you can get Power BIs from this information and get more insightful information that you can get by default in BC. We also have a commission advance journal, so that maybe you pay commissions based on sales targets at the end of the year, but you want to pay an advance monthly, so you can pay at the beginning of each month, I don't know, £500, and then at the end of the year, they get their targets calculated, and those amounts that you've paid monthly will be taken from their final commissions for the year. Whatever. We have also import journals, so that you can import information from your previous system when you start using our app. But you can also use this to import information manually at any point in time, so that maybe you want to do some manual bonuses, or maybe you want to apply some expenses to the commissions. You can just use the journal to get more information into the system. And finally, we have some more options all around BC, but just to finish here with the menu, we have also the option to define delayed payment penalties, so that you can, I mean, this depends on markets and customers. I'm not sure whether here in the UK you will use it that much, but this is something that in some countries they do. They have like this penalty defined, so that if the customer has to pay on a certain date and they miss that date and they don't pay the invoice, then the main salesperson loses 10% of their commissions. And if another month goes by and the customer has not yet paid, then the salesperson loses another 20% of those commissions, and so on. And you can define these penalties based on, well, the time that has passed since the due date, type of salespeople, and the type of customer. I think that was mostly it. I mean, there are many more options that we give you to help you manage salespeople and things within BC when someone leaves the company, but I'm not going into these details. If you, as I mentioned, if you download the app, if you check our docs, you should see all of the information that you need to start using the app. And obviously, you can drop us an email or ask us at any point if you have any questions about the app.
Absolutely, you've crammed a lot into that demo, which is amazing. I didn't realize there was so much functionality, but what I did hear in the background was salespeople rejoicing everywhere that they're going to get paid their commission on time. So that's the main one. I guess one of the important questions for me is we've got this 15-day trial, I believe it was, so people can go away and try the app. But what's kind of the next steps? Because obviously what's important to this is how does your sort of licensing structure work per user, just to give a bit of information for those watching.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so our licensing structure is based on the salesperson, the number of salespeople who you calculate commissions for. So they can be the internal salespeople or external reps as well. So we start off, we have a starter pack, and then you can add bundles. But yeah, if you want any more specific information, yeah, you can just send us an email as well. But yeah. So yeah, the main thing to remember is who do you calculate the commissions on, and that's the number of users that you would have.
Great stuff. I think the best option, I think we've got the email address up on screen. So for those that are contemplating, interested, great. I absolutely recommend emailing over, because it's been a fantastic demo. We've gone through far more features than I could have possibly imagined in such a short space of time, and I'm sure you can do a lot more with a little bit more one-on-one time with viewers. So look, I really appreciate your time today. I really love the solution. I love the reporting. You've touched on so many different areas, and I really appreciate you joining us today. Hopefully you've got a lovely weekend planned, and I look forward to working with you in the future as well.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for your time.